Although patterned paper makes a beautiful backdrop for any focal image, sometimes you want a softer look. Using your ScorePal, some colored cardstock, and coordinating ink, you can create an elegant pattern that looks like a high-quality embossed velvet paper. Let me show you the tools and products you're going to need for this technique. You're going to need a ScorePal scoring board, some cardstock, and some coordinating ink. And in this case, I'm using the Gina K Designs Pure Luxury Wild Dandelion cardstock, and I'm using an ink color that coordinates beautifully. It's by Memento, and it's also called Dandelion. So to begin, you want to cut a piece of cardstock, and I've cut mine to 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. You want to cut that and then line up the two corners at the 4-inch mark, but you want to bring it down on the scoring board a little bit. So one corner is at the 4-inch mark here, and the other corner is at the 4-inch mark down here. Okay. And then you're going to do some nice deep score lines using just the next two lines because they're all the same size. Then you're going to slide that over and line up your last score line top and bottom with that 4-inch mark, and you're going to do the same thing. And you're going to continue on that pattern until you finish the entire side. Once you've finished the one side, just turn it around and line up those same two lines on the 4-inch mark, the same two corners, and you can finish doing the other side exactly the same way. Now once you've made all your diagonal lines going in one direction, you're going to turn the cardstock and you're going to create the same lines going in the opposite direction. So again, lining up the one corner at 4 inches and the other corner at 4 inches. You're going to begin making those score lines the same exact way down this piece of cardstock and moving it and continuing on until the entire piece is scored and you've created a beautiful diamond pattern. Here's my finished diamond pattern, and as you can see, the lines are scored inward, they're sunk in, and they create this beautiful diamond grid. Now the other side, all of the lines are protruding, and you can feel all of the lines on the top. You can use either side, but for this particular technique, we're going to use the back side where the lines are pressed down into the piece. Now my next step is to take some Memento Dandelion ink, and I'm going to directly rub this ink pad all over the surface of this piece of cardstock. And what this is going to do, you can see how the lighter yellow stays uninked where the raised parts are grabbing all of that ink and it's just making that color a little bit more vibrant. And you can do that all over the surface of this piece of cardstock. You want to give this a little bit of an opportunity to dry before you use it on your card. It'll just take a couple minutes since it's a dye ink. And there is the finished look. As you can see, once the ink dries, the color difference between the part that has the ink and the part that stayed uninked, it's a little bit closer now, so it gives a much softer, more subtle look. Using coordinating ink and cardstock creates a subtle look, but try doing this technique with other color combinations for a more vibrant feel.